Hello all and welcome to my channel where I'm just this random guy on YouTube with a finance and accounting degree that's just trying to help you build wealth and get better with finance. I want to let you guys know straight up, I've seen so many videos, people saying you script, you sound so polished. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just having bullet points. I'm going to discuss things with you guys and be as natural and as realistic as possible because I don't like that whole stiffness and just everything scripted and I got to say this, I got to say that. Nah. That's not what YouTube is about. YouTube is about being creative and just talking and just expressing your feelings and your thoughts. So with that being said, I want to have a conversation with you all because so many people are struggling with finances. You're hearing people online saying, how could someone say $100,000 is not enough? Or how can someone say retiring off $1 million is not enough? And everyone is talking about the fact that if they had more money, they'll be able to do this, they'll be able to do that, they'll go on vacation, no one could buy a home right now, it's too expensive, people want to buy a car, it's too expensive, milk is expensive, everything is expensive. But in this video, I want to discuss something that I want everyone to fully understand and when it comes to money. Because money to me is strictly like working out. Everyone makes that reference about how fitness and money ties because it does. And this is what I want to explain to you guys to why I think people struggle so much when it comes to money. You see, when you first start working out, okay, you don't just start, lifting all these heavy weights. If you remember the first time you worked out, or if you are new to this, the first time you work out, you'll notice, especially when you bench press, happened to me when I first started bench pressing. I'm like, oh, the weight is light. It was a barbell, no weight. I lay down, I pushed, my hands were shaking. Extremely shaking. I'm like, oh, this is embarrassing. One, my hands are shaking. Oh, this is two. It was so embarrassing to why my hands were shaking. At that moment, I started working out when I was like 17 years old, 16 years old. I didn't understand why. Now that I'm older, I know why. But I'm gonna explain to you why. It's because the muscle fibers are too weak. Yes, your big muscles, your chest, your legs, is strong. But what keeps it stable is the fibers, your twitch muscles. That's the muscle that keeps things going. Now, once you work on your smaller muscles, your twitch muscle, you get better, stronger, you'll be able to push more weight. Now, this is where I take the correlation from finances to fitness. People don't understand that the little amount of money you get throughout your career, everyone started with a part-time job or whatever it was when you was a kid. That little money you get is teaching you how to manage money. And a lot of people mismanage money. You start with one small job, and if you especially when you start your first job, if you don't prioritize saving and you don't have a budget, what makes you think the more money you get, you'll be able to resolve all your past mistakes? You won't. You have to be able to manage the small money you have now to build the muscle for the heavier money you can get in the future. That's why when people say $100,000 is not enough, yeah, because they have no discipline. They have no money management, and they're thinking the more money they get, they'll be able to take care of all the mistakes they made in the past. But the problem is they do not understand how to handle money. And that's okay. We all go through it. The difference is that some people evolve and some people don't. But you need to evolve. And let me give you an example of someone that had a limited amount of money and they're able to make it work. And this example is my grandma. My grandma lived in Hoboken, New Jersey. A lot of you guys might have heard of Hoboken. It's extremely expensive to live there. My grandma was a widow. She had a very small pension, and lived on Social Security. She never asked anyone for money. She did her groceries, paid her rent, her utilities, everything she did on her own. How? I have no idea. Listen, y'all. Hoboken is, ridiculously expensive. Insanely expensive. And she was able to live in Hoboken for nearly 40, 50 years of her life, all living in Hoboken. And she'd been there when they had the expansion and it blew up and things just got outrageously expensive, and she was still able to handle it because she was managing her money correctly. I remember, man, my mom used to always say, here's some money. She never took it. She said she didn't need it. She took care of us as a kid. Not charging any money. She took care of it. She even bought food for us to eat lunch. She was able to handle it. And that is the problem that we have currently, is people are not able to handle and manage the small things. I've seen so many people throughout my community older people, single parents, all types of scenarios where they're able to handle money in the most difficult circumstances. Did they have Mercedes? No. Did they have expensive cars? No. Did they have a reliable car? Yes. Did the car act up here and there? Yeah, it did. Minor things, but they were able to get a mechanic, save up for it, get it done, keep on pushing. I'm talking about cars that have 200,000 miles, damn near 300,000 miles, and they keep on pushing because they have to work with what they got. And if you think someone like my grandma or someone that was scrappy and managed money well, if they drop a whole bunch of money on their lap, that's gonna make them all of a sudden become frivolous and start blowing their money? No. Actually, it's the opposite. It makes them worried because they know in the back of their mind, things could get out of control. So they try to manage the money as well as possible because they know once they start getting extra money, things will be a lot easier, but they will not extremely change their lifestyle. Usually the people that do is because they have bad money habits, bad money management skills, and they blow it. I mean, look around. We see this to this day. People driving around in expensive ass cars complaining that they're broke. Everyone is saying how bad inflation is, but I see everyone spending and going in Italy. Everybody go to Italy. Going in Italy, doing all these things, and Taylor Swift concerts, spending outrageous amount of money doing all these things, but everyone is saying they're broke because they have poor money management skills. And now, that's why I feel it's really important you develop this money management skill. Not only money management, time management. You need to be great at your time management. You need to know how to schedule things out and be patient. Because some people can't even do time management. They're sloppy when it comes to time management. Management of any type of sorts of your life, whether it's your eating, whether it's your work, whether it's recording YouTube videos, whatever it is, man, you need to manage your time wisely because that's all we really do. If you think about it, that's our main responsibility is managing everything we have in our lives. You manage when you go to the gym. You manage the job you have. You manage, if you are a manager at work, you manage your employees. You manage your time. So yes, if you lack that, that's the reason why so many people are just broke and confused, stressed, and don't know what more to do, and they quit. And that's why they have this whole doom spending where people are like, you know what, forget about tomorrow, I'm gonna live for today. You're just making things worse. You're just making things worse because now, once they dump $300,000 in your pocket, the lifestyle you thought you were gonna have is to be non-existent. Because you're gonna have so much debt you need to take care of. And it's gonna make your life even more miserable. And then next thing you know, there's an article coming out saying $300,000 a year is not enough. So guys, please, if you have any comments, drop it down below. What do you think people need to start doing to managing money well? What do you do right now currently to manage your money? I would love to hear about it and respond, so please drop it down below because we need to resolve this. I don't want to see people continually struggle with money. I want to see you win and I want to see you build wealth.